What's up, everybody? Got a few things planned for tonight. Who's out there? Ooh, Ryan's there. Ryan was first. Hi, Ryan. Jason Geyser. Alejandro. What's up, Vato? Glad you can make it. Yeah, I'm just going to I'll switch the cameras. I'm going to put some different jaws on my chuck while I am waiting for a few people to show up, and then we'll get rolling. Let me switch the camera. All right. Hey, there's Isaac. What's up, my rusted friend? Okay. So tonight I want to turn hollow form. I think that'll be fun. I'm going to switch out the jaws to some larger ones because the piece of wood's going to be a little bit bigger, and I want to give it plenty of support so it's not like we're not worried about it flying out. So bear with me, and I will quickly switch out the jaws. What's everybody doing tonight? Anything at all? Looks like it's just the four of us right now. You came just in time for this action. People think wood turning is fun, but my real passion is changing out chuck jaws. So this is just like a real treat for me right now. So I'm glad you could join me. Come along on this journey together. You're still in LA, huh, Ryan? Looks like we got some new people. Who all is out there? I'm just changing out the chuck jaws, and then we'll get rolling on a hollow form tonight. I need to do a little warm up too. I got to alter a couple of the Golden Days bar ends that I made last live stream. So a couple little changes on one of those. So I might do those quickly, just warm up real fast, and then we'll get into the hollow form. Those won't take long. I just got to shorten one of them, and actually, shorten three of them. Hey, grabbing some dinner and watching me. Isaac is making new and better Dice Masters. That's cool. Hey, what's up out there, Patrick? How you doing tonight? Ooh, 10 people out there now. We're switching out these jaws. I'm just about done here. We'll be doing a hollow form tonight, so I want a nice large jaws I can put a big tenon on there and get a lot of support from the piece. This is my Vicmark VM120. I forget how big these jaws are, but they're not the biggest by any means. But it's good size. One more, we'll just go around, make sure they're all nice and snug on there. Cool. While I'm here, I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to measure the outside so I can mark my tenon on the bottom of the piece, or measure it, rather, because sometimes it gets a little sketchy marking out with those things. If you're not paying attention, it'll grab and shoot up at you. So you got to be careful. Okay. let me pop this chuck off, put my other little one on, and I'll get to turning on those bar ends, knock those out real quick. In the meantime, I'll show you the pieces of wood that I want to turn, and you guys can decide which one we should turn. Three pretty good-sized pieces. Here's the first one. That's a piece of mesquite. This one, I think it came from Kathy. I don't know, Kathy, if you're out there watching. She watches the show sometimes. I think this was a piece from her tree right here in Las Vegas where I live. Real nice big mesquite tree that had to come out. So I've processed a bunch of that and slowly been trying to turn it. Here is the next piece. This is a piece of air-dried walnut. It's about the same size as the mesquite. Let me go grab a tape measure really quick, and I'll get you some exact measurements on these. I always try to be prepared, but then I forget stuff. Here we go. All right, so the mesquite, we're 5 3/4 by 6 by 6 1/4. The walnut, about 6 by, it's a little long on that side, but say, yeah, 6 by 6 about, and 6 3/4 tall. The last, that piece I got in Utah, I think at one of the wood turning symposiums from somebody, I think. Or, yeah, that might have been it. Okay, this one is Siberian elm, same one that we did the lidded box out of. This one is 7 by 7 by 8. So a little bit bigger. This was a really big tree. So it's almost quarter sawn, and it's a 7, you know what I mean? This was the outside of the tree right there. So that was a big tree. One of the biggest trees that I've probably ever seen. But I'm from the desert, so that's not saying a lot. So we got the 3. Let me pull you back real quick. So we've got mesquite, elm, or walnut. You guys decide. Talk amongst yourselves. Work it out. I'm going to fix these bar ends really fast. And then we'll get back to turning the hollow form. Let's find a good spot for you. These things are small. It's probably not going to be all that entertaining to watch, to be honest with you. So just quick, a couple of quick ones. This one I got to shave about 1/8 of an inch off. Okay, give it a little test spin. Go. Oh. Waxed my bed. Got a little slick. Go. Okay. Get a little sandpaper on there. There we go. All right. Not that one. So there's one. It needs to spin to drill. Yes. Great point. Thank you, Isaac. I knew I could count on you. This one should be a little fun. It's not going to exactly mount straight, but that's okay. These are prototypes, so all about the learning process. I don't want to tighten it too much because it's going to mar up the sides. Probably should have some paper towel around there. Yeah, that's a good idea. The joys of kind of prototyping stuff, working out little kinks and details. But it's worth it when you get it done and you've got a nice quality piece. I don't know what I could do. I'm not worried about it right now. Center it. Okay. It's probably about as good as we'll get. Just lopping a little bit off, so I'm going to take it slowly and carefully because there's not a lot of support. So just little by little, piece it down or, take it away. And I'm only coming off about 3/8 of an inch. So nothing too crazy. But it might come flying out, so get ready. All right. Success. The sides look pretty good too. There's a little bit of a dent in there, but oh well. Let's test the length on it too, make sure it's gonna reach. Yep, get started. Cool. I'll do the next one the same. I really do like this little carbide tool. It's working well for these. I never have used them much, but for an application like this, it works really good. Okay, last one, then we'll get to that hollow form. All right. Check this one. Hey, perfect. Cool. Done with that. So let's get this hollow form chucked up. Later tonight I'll get the logo laser engraved on these, but they came out pretty cool. I'm really pleased with them. Had a lot of good feedback on them. People seem pretty pumped. I know that wooden bar ends aren't exactly doesn't seem like the strongest thing in the world, but I don't know. We'll see. It's fun to experiment and play around with stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But, all right. Let me switch this chuck out, and then I will go to the live or go to the chat, open up my bubblies, and see what everybody's decided on as far as the wood goes. I got a couple pieces to show you, too. So sort of some hollow form examples. I am definitely not an expert by any means on hollow forms. I've seen a few demos and had a bit of instruction on them, but there's much more talented people out there than me when it comes to hollow forms. But there's something I love, so I'm really trying to get them figured out. So I'm maybe not necessarily going to tell you exactly how you should and shouldn't do it, but you can see how I do it, and if I can, answer any questions that you might have or whatever, that'll be awesome. Okay. First and foremost, got a little blackberry bubbly. Cheers to everybody out there in your quarantine, whatever you happen to be doing. Hope you're all staying safe and laying low and keeping healthy. Okay. Going to the chat. Let's see what we decided as far as wood goes. If nobody out there voted, then I am going to turn whatever I want. Let's see. Maybe I'll give you guys a second chance here. A second chance at picking the wood. I know a few of you out there have heard what it is, but nobody's answering me. Let's switch the camera. Okay. Got a few nice pieces. First up, piece of mesquite. Where did I put my? See, I always set things down and then forget where I set them. I'm just going to measure them again for you. It was what, 5.5 by 6 by 6.5, something like that. So mesquite, piece of walnut. This one has some nice feather figure through there, nice crotch figure. Could be a cool piece. It's a little dried out. There's a couple of cracks, but it looks like if I position the top here, we should be able to get a lot of it to turn off. So this one may or may not end up working out. And the last piece is a little bit larger than the other two, not by much. It's a piece of Siberian elm. This is the same stuff we used for the lidded box. So this one, found my tape measure. This one's 6 7/8 by 7 1/4 by 8 inch. It's going to depend on where you measure it. Over here, it's 7 3/4. The walnut, about 6 by 6 by 6 1/2. This one, mesquite, is 6 by 5.5 by 6 1/4. All three of them, we should be able to get a decent hollow form out of. So, what do you think? What do you guys want to see? Oh, we got, hey, Jonathan, sorry, real quick, Jonathan Ledford said he just got finished turning himself. Cool. What did you turn? Alex says, Alma says walnut. And another vote for walnut. I don't see a lot of people out there voting, so walnut sounds like the winner. Unless a whole bunch of people come in real quick and vote for mesquite. Sounding like walnut will be the winner. I'll just need to determine. Ooh, that's a pretty big crack. I'll have to determine which end. Not big, but we'll see how far it extends in. So, yeah. Looks like walnut. All right. Walnut it is. It's my neck, not yours, right? Let's see how it goes. It's going to be slow going at first because it's kind of an odd shape. If I play my cards right, I might be able to get a little bit of sapwood in the outside of it. We'll see, though. Like I mentioned, there is a crack right here. There's looks like a branch that ran through kind of this way. And so it's a heart that's split there. If I put shave a bit away off the top and put my hole right here, I should be able to turn a good bit of that crack away. The bottom, there's another, could be the same branch coming through there. But all in all, the wood seems pretty good. I'll still have to shave some of this away to put my 10 in. So let me mark it really quick. I'm going to get it going on a 4-prong drive. I'm going to keep it between centers. I'm going to turn the bottom first, get the tenon on there, and then I'll switch it around and put it in and start to kind of do some shaping. Let's see. Yeah, let me mark this real quick, though, for now. Find something with a flat edge on it. Ooh, here's where we get a little guessy on where the middle of that should be. But that's all right. Can readjust it a little bit once we get it on there. To try to keep, I might move it over just a little. Now that I look at it, you want to kind of keep it centered all the way around. I'll set my, okay. sometimes it's good to take a pair of dividers and see where you can position it and get the maximum amount of wood. So probably about right there is going to look good. Let me reset these calipers too. All right. Okay. Let's see. Mallet handy. Like I said, I always forget stuff. Always. Just got to get a mallet so I can pound this 4-prong drive in there. And then I'll chuck it up and we'll get rolling. Move you. There. This is pretty dry stuff. So I want to, that's good for hollow forms. So it won't warp or move. It's all right if you turn green stuff too. You just have to account for the movement that may occur, or you might want to rough them out just like you do with bowls. Let them dry, let them do their moving, and then put them back on a second time and turn them. Okay. Let's see if that's going to hold. I might have to take the chuck off for that. We'll see. Yeah. These jaws are a little bit deeper than the teeth. Okay. Oh. Got to change out tailstock. Use my regular live center. I'll just have to press the pin back in. There we go. All right. Nice and snugged up. Make sure my headstock's not going anywhere. My tailstock. All right. Okay. Should be good to go. A pretty big chunk of wood. So what I'm going to do is rough it around, clean up the bottom, and get a tenon on there. I'm going to use my bowl gouge for this. You can use really whatever you're comfortable roughing with it. I wouldn't use a spindle roughing gouge, at least not mine. If you have one that's really strong or that's machined from a solid piece of stock, like a bowl gouge is, then maybe use that. This, when you've got a nice bowl gouge machined out of a solid piece of tool steel, it's going to be much stronger. This one, it's hard to see in there, but the end of the tool is very thin. So if you get a really big impact, something like this may break just because it's a lower quality tool. If you've got a really nice high quality like a Thompson spindle roughing gouge, by all means you could use that. But in this situation, I'm comfortable with the bowl gouge. I've done it before with a bowl gouge, and I know that it's going to be, it's going to hold up and be nice and strong. I just want to make sure that I'm cutting about on the center line too, which I think I need to lower my tool rest just a little bit. I'll just start at the end and kind of nibble it away. You guys got a good view there? Would you want me to rearrange it? Or yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll back you up just a little bit. There. Let me know what you think. Thank you, Ryan. Jonathan Ledford says I turned a hickory vase, about 6x6 molded after rocks and glass, kind of resembles a spittoon. Nice. Still on the lathe doing waterproof varnish tomorrow. Nice. That's cool. If you post it on Instagram or anywhere, tag me. I'd love to see it. I'm going to start out kind of slow on this. Rough it out. I'll stop occasionally, make sure that we're good and tight. I'm fairly confident in this, the way that it's mounted on the lathe. It's tightly between centers, so I should be okay. But I don't want to take my chances. I'm going to take it easy because this big piece of wood flying off here could really hurt. Perfecto view. All right. Thank you, Isaac. Let me have one more pull off the bubbly and we'll get rolling. Give you 9 people what you came to see. Got my face shield on for sure. I got a little piece of tape on the bottom of my laptop, so hopefully it won't fall off. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to stop, check my connection, make sure we're still good and tight. I'm going to move my tool rest forward a little bit so I don't have too much tool hanging over. So far, so good. A little punky on the outside, but I believe all this stuff is going to turn away. So we'll see. Okay, let me check it out. Scoot in a little bit more. Yeah, we got a pretty good crack right here. We'll keep rolling on it though and see what happens. Already got some good progress. I'm going to switch my belt real quick. I'm losing some power. We had it on, I should probably actually change it. But I had it on the high speed for doing those bar ends, so there's not a lot of torque. So I'm going to switch it to my low gear quickly because cutting through this dry walnut is not working too well on the old belt. Seated. There we go. There it is. Yeah, this is the original belt, so it's a little stretched out. I have a new one, but I just haven't put it on yet. I figure if it's still working, might as well let it work for me. Okay, so locked in. Okay. Okay. We're pretty well round there. And it's not looking too terrible. There is one crack here, but it doesn't look like it extends all the way through. So a lot of this is going to get turned away on the corners where it's cracked. It's super punky though. So I may have to, I can dig, yeah, see how much I can just dig it out of there with my fingernail. So I think I'm going to have to go a little bit lower and turn this heartwood off. Still a little bit more. Yeah, that is super punky right through there. That'll do for now. Let me get the tenon on here. I'm going to switch my tool rest and scrape the top of it until I can get it flat. So you see it's a little bit off. And then I'll get my tenon put on there. We'll switch it around and start turning. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of figure right here. Actually, it's kind of in the middle, so either way, I'm not going to lose a whole lot of it. It's a little higher up there. So, yeah, executive decision. I'm going to put the tenon on this end rather than this end because there's a lot more figure kind of up in here, and this will be the widest part of the piece. Going with our rule of thirds that I talked about when we did the lidded box, this will be about the widest piece, so we want our most figure here. So I'm going to put the tenon on the bottom. Excellent decision, everyone. And we're going to try to true it up. I'll come straight in with my, how we're going to do this. I don't really want to switch it around. Let's see. I'll start off with my parting tool that's kind of shaved, and I'm going to come in a little bit and just see how it does, and see if I'm going to be able to get a good tenon on this side, or if we're going to have to reverse it around. Here, I'll pull you over to this side, and you can see what I'm doing. Oof, that stuff is punky. This may not work just based on the sapwood here. You can see it's like wanting to tear out still. And let's see how big of a tenon I'm going to need. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to remove much more wood. And I'm still going to be in there, so another executive decision. Let's go back to what we were doing before. Pay no attention to that crack, too. Hopefully that'll work. Like I mentioned earlier, this one may not work out because of these cracks, but fun to try. So let's get a tenon going on this side. One thing I got to do. Back my tool rest up. There we go. Or back my tailstock up so I can put my tool rest in there. Make sure we're not hitting. Okay. You guys see all right? Or is it all dark? It looks pretty dark to me. There. Looks like we got 10 people out there. How about some thumbs up? Share it with your friends. Post it on Facebook real quick. Maybe there's some bored friends of yours out there that want to come watch what we're doing. So here we go. Back to the tenon. Nice and flat there. Not looking too bad. Pretty close for a tenon. So, yeah. We'll be looking good here. Okay, let's see what we're looking like. Yeah, we got a nice flat face. We'll measure it. I might be able to come down a little bit. The most important part, oh yeah, I got a ways to go. Well, not a ways, but 1/8 of an inch. So the most important part is you want a nice flat face for the front of your jaws to rest up against. That's going to give you a lot of strength, especially when you're hollowing. It's true for anything you use for a tenon, bowls, hollow forms, lidded boxes, whatever. You want a nice flat face for the jaws to rest against, and that's going to help transfer power and not let it flex when you're hollowing it out. Okay. I'm going to clean up the right in the corner with my detail gouge. There's a little bit, you guys might not be able to see. There's a little bit of a step that I need to take out. So I'll do that with my detail gouge. I can get right into that corner. And then we'll flip this thing around and think about giving it a shape. If anything, you could undercut this part even slightly so you're resting on the outside, but as long as you're nice and flat up against the jaws. Check it here. Yeah, that should be good. Should be, keyword. Let me flip this thing around. I'm going to, before we get turning, I'm going to show you a couple examples of kind of the shape that I'm going for, and talk a little bit about what I'll be doing. We'll pop that out. Get my good old Vic Mark. Yeah, you can see the other side just really punky. So if we put our middle here, we should be able to turn a lot of that off. Let's see what am I hitting on there. I gotta cut down a little bit right there. So let's just test it out here for a second on this other side. I'm gonna re-chuck it. Ooh, look at that. We don't want to mess with that. But we'll put it inside our chuck for now while I cut away a little bit more of the bottom. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. That punky tenon on that one end will be okay. Because all I'm trying to do is take it down a little bit. It was hitting the bottom of the chuck jaws. So I got the chuck clamped on that tenon. We're nice and secure in there. Let me come in and cut away at this, and I'll be able to take the tailstock away for the very center, but I don't want to do that until I absolutely have to. Where'd you go, old ball gouge? There it is. It would help if I tighten that down. Back this up very carefully. Turn away. Okay, that ought to do it. Oh yeah, now we're in business. Yes. Make sure it's nice and tight on there, and then I'll zoom you in on the end so you can see. Yeah, nice tight. There, it focused. Nice and tight up against the face of the jaws there. A little bit of a gap, but not too bad. If I move you over, you can hopefully see it's hard to see, but there's some figure in through there. That's what I was trying to save when I had it mounted the other way. But this way will look good too. I'm going to change positions, get set up. Okay. Let me jump to the chat real quick. Switch camera, see if there's any questions out there, and then I'll get into shaping this thing, and I'll show you a couple examples of the hollow forms that I have that I've got from a few other people that sort of will give you an idea of like the shape I'm going for. This first one is, I got this, I think maybe 2018 or the 17 wood turning Utah Wood Turning Symposium. This is a piece by Sam Angelo, the Wyoming wood turner. This was in the silent auction. So it was a burl, I think box elder burl, that he put a patina on it, like a copper patina. You can see some of the spikes from the burl cap. Well, that's a cool piece, a little bark inclusion. I mean, at the top around where it was hollowed. And then the second piece was from the 2016 Utah Wood Turning Symposium. This was a demo piece that Doug Schneider turned on hollow forms with natural voids. So you can see this big void in the side of it. This is, I believe, also box elder burl, but it's got a really nice shape on it. So you can see the widest part is about, right here, which is in the top, the thirds. We want to go with kind of the rule of thirds. So the largest part, you want it about the top third, and then the rest of it, it'll taper down from there or taper in from there. We'll decide on how big we want to go with the hole, how small we want to make it. But a shape like this is about what we're shooting for. Something like this, or something like this one here, where you got your widest part at the top, it tapers down. Just a classic hollow form shape. I'm going to start by shaping the outside of it right around the top, and so I can establish where the hole is going to be that I need to drill, and then that will allow me to shape more on the outside, and then I can start hollowing it. It's a fun process. Let's see. Ooh, Jonathan says, I got this. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the support. Nick Ferry's getting dizzy. Sorry about that. Looks like we got 14 people watching. All right. Thank you, all of you. Hopefully I'm entertaining you. Jonathan Ledford says he uses a skew on its side as a scraper to create the dovetail. That is a good point. You could definitely do that. I'm not super great with the skew, so I need to practice with it more. So I tend to use what I know. But if a skew works for you, definitely do it up. Jason does that as well. Nice peeling cuts. Makes it fast. I'll have to give it a shot. Oh, hey, Jim. How you doing? See, Jason says, have you ever used a full capture or reticulating arm hollow system? I never have. I've only just hollowed with my regular mate tools that I have. That's what I'll be using tonight, the Jimmy Clues mate tools. All three of them probably is what I'll be using. I'll talk about those two as I'm doing it. Ooh, Alex just shared on Facebook. Thank you very much. That helps a lot. Okay, let me switch cameras for you. Get back to shaping the outside of this thing. 14 people out there. Say hello if you haven't yet. Jump in the chat. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. And maybe I will kind of liken the light on this side, at least for now. I'm going to be working on the top, shaping that. I think I want to start by getting it nice and flat. So I'm going to turn my tool rest and do some draw cuts across the face of it until I can get a nice flat established. And then I'll start putting some shape on it. And we can deal with all this punky stuff too as we go and see just exactly how much I'm going to have to turn away. Hopefully not too much, but we don't want to be afraid to waste a little wood, in order to get a good shape on the piece. Hey, Dave's out there. What's up? Portal Woodworks. We pull back tailstock, use that away. And then I'll push it back up once I get it flat. While I'm here, I'm going to double check my tenon, make sure it's still holding nice and tight. It's always a good thing to do. Make sure nothing has compressed or moved. This wood is super dry, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. But it's always, better safe than sorry. Okay. That should be good there. Let me take a little bit off the sides. I'll start rounding it over. Not too much, but we'll start taking away some of this punky stuff and see what it's looking like. Don't want to crank it up. Want to turn it off. Oh my. No bueno. That is some rotted out stuff. So, a little smaller we go. There's another crack right there too. This piece will have a lot of character if it gets done. Oh, yeah. There we go. Having a bit of trouble connecting. I think I'm back. You guys see me again? Test, test. All right. So what I was saying is this stuff is still really, really soft. There's almost not any salvaging it until we get down to heartwood. So we might have to do, yeah, look how, yeah, that stuff is, yeah, so that would push us way down here for the widest part. So we might have to do a little bit of design change on this one and see how it comes out. So maybe we'll try to do more of a teardrop shape so we can turn away a lot of this, because that is just, unfortunately, not really salvageable. You can see those pieces are just practically falling off like dust in some cases. So let me remove a little bit more. I'm going to move my tailstock. We're fairly secure in there. And I'm going to do a bit more shaping and see what we can come up with. So I definitely don't want to lose the piece. It's a nice piece. I'm sure we can salvage something. But just unfortunately, this isn't going to work for like a really traditional shaped hollow form, which is fine. So let's keep going. All right, we just about got rid of it. So I am going to come in from here. There's a bit of a crack, so I'm going to bring the whole top of it down just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that should work for the face. Let me figure out, I guess, how much. We'll figure out how big of a hole we're going to do. And then that'll help me know where I can take the final wall thickness to out here. I got a couple different options on my drill bits. I'm going to hollow with a Forstner bit to establish my depth and then the wall thickness. That's 1 3/8. I think I'm going to go 1 1/4, and that'll leave me a little bit more meat right here around the rim. The hollow forms are fun to turn, but like this, sometimes throws you a curveball. So you got to sort of change your design, adapt on the fly. You kind of work in stages too. So now that I've sort of established a shape here, I want to hollow it a little bit so I can establish a wall thickness. Then I can continue working my way on the outside, come back, hollow it in, and try to follow that shape on the inside until I get right around to the bottom. I can kind of already tell by looking this way that I'm going to maybe need to make it a little bit thinner this way, just based on where the bottom of it is and in relation to the top, like our 1/3, 2/3. I think we'll just reverse it. So we've got our widest third is really going to be at the bottom, but I want it a little ways away from the tenon, so I'm going to be able to have some room to work. This one might be, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens, you know? That's half the fun. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out or if it's going to turn out, but everybody's along with me on the ride. Anybody got any hollow form questions out there? Comments, concerns, anything like that? I'm going to put my Jacob's chuck in. Where is my? There it is. Chuck key. I'm not going to hollow very deep for now. I just want to get it in so I know where, to start the wall thickness on the outside. Okay. Turn this on, slow the speed down. Just hollowing into end grain, so we don't want to, destroy this Forstner bit by burning it up. This thing is going to be a little hard on it. We'll just nice and slow. Focus for you. Let's see if we can get it to focus. A little bit bright. There. That should do it. Okay. Don't want to get too clogged up in there or else the bit's going to get stuck. That should be good for now. Now I'll put my tool or my tail sight back up and I'll turn the outside down. I'm going to use my cone center. So it'll fit nice and in there. Okay. All right. Shape it a little bit more. Tool rest moved a little bit. Yeah, it's not a bad cut. There's still some a lot of tear out. This stuff was super dry and cracked, so we may have a little bit of cleanup to do. I still want to take a bit more off. I want the thickest part to probably be right about here so that I can start tapering it in. So I may do that a little bit. Remove a bit more material from right here. Get down to how wide I want it, so I'll know where I can start tapering in. this a bit. I'm going to switch to my half-inch bowl gouge, just a little bit smaller. That'll help me kind of get into this top corner a little bit better. And then after that, I will use my teardrop scraper. We'll try to clean up some of this tear out. This right here, we're probably going to have to fill. So we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty well good. Let me just take a couple passes with my teardrop scraper and try to clean some of this stuff up. I know I'm going to have to fill it, but I don't want to fill too much if I don't have to, just because it takes a little while. And that's something that I may do, like even not live, because it's going to take a little while to dry and all that stuff. We'll get the basic shape tonight and get some hollowing done, and then I can finish this up later on. Quite a bit better as far as the tear out goes. We've still got this crack through here, but yeah, that'll be easy to fill in now that we've got a lot of the tear out gone. I think we're still good on the shape. I may taper it just a little bit right through here. It looks a little fat right there to me. I'm going to use my bowl gouge for that and just sort of do a shear scrape. Go. One more scrape with this. I'm going to crank the speed up a little. Okay. Yeah, that finish is not bad. It'll stand up. You're just going to have to fill some of these cracks. For now, I'm going to back it up. And I'm going to drill in a little bit more with the Forstner bit. And we'll start to hollow. I'm going to guess right now I want my base to be somewhere down here. So I'm going to kind of eyeball that. I'm going to use this. It's kind of a bottom or a bowl depth gauge that my buddy Scott Kershaw from Cutthroat Woodworks made for me. So I'm going to reference this off the top. And I'm going to position this about where I think I'll want the bottom. I might be a little bit conservative here because I can always take wood away. I can never put it back. Let me mark that, and I'll take my Jacob's chuck and put it back in so we can drill out a little deeper with the Forstner. While I'm at it, I actually will probably put on I have an extender, a Forstner bit extender, which is great for getting your Forstner bit into deeper holes so you don't hit the face of your jaws. So I'm going to put that on really quick. Ooh, you guys hear that? Might be raining soon. We got some thunder going. Hopefully I don't lose the power. That would be nice. I love the rain, especially in the desert. Everybody says, oh, we need it. This live stream could use a couple of Boyd and Olivia cameos, my friend Ryan said. It's getting boring for you, is it, Ryan? I'm so sorry, buddy. Why don't you go spend some time with your beautiful girlfriend that you're down in LA with that you left me for, all right? JK, Ryan's a good friend of mine. Just haven't seen him in a while, this dang Corona business. Okay, let me just, real quick, I'll stick it in there, tighten this up. Okay. All right. Got our depth gauge right here. Hey, Cherokee's out there. How you doing? Holy halibut, Batman. That's beautiful. Thank you. Good turn to Allie's out there. How you doing? Hello. What color inlay? You know, probably I'll just use some black CA, some Starbond black. I recently became an affiliate with them, so if anybody's out there wants to get some CA glue, there's a link in the description below. You can click on that link and then use the code Braxton, and you'll get 10% off of Starbond, and I'll get 10% too. And they'll make a sale, so it's a win-win-win. Here we go. Gotta turn it down. All right, let's stop. Check our depth real quick. Okay, we got about an inch more to go. Move that where it belongs. Get all those shimmies out. That should just about do it. About 3/8 of an inch. Heavy 3/8. Start it inside. Okay. Let's check that. Yeah, it's not quite there, but I mean, we're talking 1/8 of an inch, so I'm not going to stick it back in for that. Ooh, there's some more thunder. Okay. Next step is going to be to start hollowing this thing out a little bit. Maybe. I don't want that to be a mistake, though. Maybe I should put a bit of glue on these before I hollow them out, just in case they get too thin. So, good idea, everybody out there. Let me gather some glue. We'll just quickly put some glue in these cracks. I'll put a coat of sanding sealer on here as well so that the glue doesn't penetrate into the end grain and make a bunch of little black spots. So 1 second. Let me grab my sanding sealer and my black CA. All right. Got it. Here we go. Did want to give a quick shout out to Starbond. They hooked me up with a fresh supply. I'm looking forward to trying the thick gap filler. And then I've also got the medium thick, which I haven't had a chance to. I usually use the medium. And then we've got multi-purpose medium and some of their brown. I haven't tried the brown yet. I've used the black. They also have white. I'd like to get my hands on that white because I think that would be cool for filling gaps. So like I mentioned earlier, if you are in the market for some super glue, click the link down in the description. Use the code Braxton, and you will save 10% at checkout, which, I mean, probably covers shipping. So, ooh, guys hear the rain coming down? I'm going to get a coat of sanding sealer, and then we'll throw some black CA in those cracks. Dang, I almost want to open the garage door and see the rain. This isn't really sanded up or anything, just trying to seal it quickly. I'll have to come back and do the final sanding and probably shave away a little bit with the teardrop scraper. It's going to be a nice piece of wood, though, when it's done, if it makes it out. So right now, just a coat of sanding sealer. I mixed this stuff up. It's just 50-50 denatured alcohol and Zinsser Bullseye shellac. I don't mix my own shellac or anything. Okay. All right. Mainly we got the cracks through here. Do you want to let that spin a little bit and dry? I'll switch. We'll go switch cameras. We'll go to the chat, see what everybody's doing. Man, it's coming down out there. I need to open up the old garage door and enjoy it. We've got 14 people out there watching. I hope you're having a good time. Let's you confer with me about making videos or somebody else. There we go. How about that? Maybe this rain is messing with the. Yeah, I need to adjust my rabbit ears. My goodness, it is coming down out there. I bet you my son's playing Fortnite and sucking up all the bandwidth. Let's see. There we go. We got the, I need some more foil up there, wrap it around. So we got it sealed up here. I'm going to go ahead and quickly get some glue in these cracks. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it off for now because I really wanted to try to get this thing hollowed for you guys tonight. So bear with me here. I'll throw some glue in these. If you guys have any questions at all while I'm doing this, definitely let me know. Again, we're doing a piece of walnut, a walnut hollow form. We had to make a design change right off the bat thanks to some punky sapwood, but we're on the right track now. You guys see all right? Move my light a little closer. If you haven't tried this Starbond CA glue and you're on the fence about ordering it, I know a lot of people use it, a lot of people promote it, but it really is great glue. It doesn't, bubble over like you get with a lot of other CA brands when you hit it with the accelerator, how they just spit out. So this stuff is really good about that. It dries quickly, pretty much to the touch it dries quickly. I would still want to give it a little while before I'm sanding it away. Just because it's dried on the outside doesn't mean it's necessarily fully cured on the inside. It sometimes stays a little tacky for a bit, so it's a good idea to give it some time to fully cure. But for, stuff like this, quick repairs, I can seal them up, get onto the inside, and then come back and clean up the outside. With these little pipettes that they have, it makes applying it real precisely easy too. Some of them are a little bit deep, but this will at least give it some strength. It'll penetrate a little bit. But even if it doesn't go all the way through, as long as we've got some on the outside kind of holding everything together, we'll be good to go. That's a great part about hollow forms. You don't have to worry too much about what the insides look like unless you're like super crazy. I know people will sand the insides, and you can't even touch the bottom of them, so I don't mess with that. When I saw Doug Schneider do his demo on the hollow forms and hollow forms with natural voids at the wood turning symposium, he said he kind of like relates it to someone who turns pots on a spinner, pottery, and on the wheel, how you can feel a lot of times the inside and you can feel their fingerprints. So that's what he said. The tool marks on the inside are just his fingerprints, like his artist fingerprints. So that's why we can leave them there. And I heard that and I was like, brilliant. That's what I'm going to do too. So I don't have to worry about sanding it. If anybody says anything, it's like, no, man, those are my artist's fingerprints. Okay, one more crack on this side. And then I'll start hollowing it out. All right. This one's not super deep. I like to put a coat and then spray it real quick and then get another little bit on top of it. So it'll help kind of cure from the inside and then the outside. That, one more here. I would call it good after this one. And I'll switch the camera a bit and we'll start hollowing out. Dang, we've been already going for 1 hour and 42 minutes. My goodness. We crack open the second strawberry bubbly, second one of the evening. Yeah, Jason got it right. You only have to sand as far down as your finger can reach. Bingo. Or smaller holes. Yep. There you go. Yeah. Oh, you also the brown CA. Yes, I would really like to try the brown CA as well. Alex wants to know how far. Let's see. How far can we go with the? Or have I ever tried ghost glue? I have not tried ghost glue. What is it? There we go. How deep can you go with Jimmy's hollowing tools? I have this one here. This piece that I hollowed with the Megamate. It is about 5 inches deep. I'd be comfortable going a little deeper than that, but probably not too much. It's a nice thick bar. If you go with the Megamate, it's a 5/8 thick bar, so it's got a lot of weight to it, and it's really secure. But you wouldn't want to, go too much deeper. Maybe another inch or so, inch and a half. Did you see that? I can stick it off the bottom. Got this natural void that extends all the way along the side into the base. But yeah, I might go 6.5 inches deep. I wouldn't push it too much further than that, though. Beyond that, I'd want to maybe get like one of those arm rigs that you can kind of rest on your arm. He likes to spin it before the glue sets up. So, yeah, some spots on your glasses. Are we still doing the podcast? Yes, I've been editing a episode that I did with Chad Schimmel at Turner's Warehouse the last time I was down there. A little interview with him. So that'll be coming out next. Then I need to hit the guys up, and we'll get another episode with all of us together. Things have been pretty hectic, even though, it's like lockdown or whatever. Lockdown means my son can't go to school, my daughter can't go to daycare, so we're dealing with a lot of that stuff right now. So I just haven't had a whole lot of time to sit down and edit or get with Jason and Carl to record some more episodes, but they are definitely coming. He meant Glue Boost. Glue Boost, my bad. It's a type of CA that apparently dries really clear. I haven't heard of that one. I'll check it out. I've been digging the Starbond for sure. Okay, let's move this. I'm going to get my tool rest out of the way, or my tailstock out of the way. Reposition my tool rest and get set up so we can start hollowing. I'm going to have to move you guys probably a little ways back. Let's see. You want to be cutting about on the center line. I won't probably have to use anything beyond this tool right here, to be honest. The shape is rather easy for hollowing. The more difficult shapes are the ones that kind of extend out with some wings, or not wings, but with the edges, the top of it, say like this one. So you may need a special tool to get in there so you're not banging on the sides. If that's the case, if you're doing a more traditional shape like that, you can get one of these hook tools to help you get right in around the corners until you can get back to using one of these. But for the most part, 75-80% of your hollowing is going to be done with something like this, and these are just more specialty ones. But in this case, since it's more of a simple shape that just has a gradual slope down, I don't have to worry about a big undercut. I can just come straight in and hollow that way. Let me see if we're cutting on the center line here. Yeah, should be about good right there. I'm not really going to need my light. See if I can get you guys in a little closer for some hollowing action. Because honestly, it's not going to be, I don't know, too much fun. It's weird because you don't look at what you're doing when you're hollowing. I mean, you can't really see inside. You just got to go by feel. I'm going to keep the speed low, not super low, but no rush. We'll be about 600 or so. I'm going to also have my air compressor ready so I can blow all the shavings out. Here, I want to pull you back a ways and you can watch me a little bit hollowing, and then I'll bring you forward. So I'm going to have it braced, kind of in my armpit. And I'm just going to slowly bring it in. Let's make sure you guys can still see what's going on. Okay. Come a little bit over. Let me move you. I'll scoot you back up. Just feel it here, all right. I'm going to have to swing the tool a bit. Okay, here we go. A lot of rinse and repeat with this. Just stop, blow it out, check the wall thickness. We're feeling good so far. So I just need to keep kind of chipping away at it. I think I may want to lower my tool rest just a touch. Okay. Just very gently. I'm not pushing hard. I don't want to remove too much material. Even on a small piece like this, there's a lot of leverage. So I'm just taking my time. I'm securely holding onto the tool and make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Just little by little, chip away at it. take a break here, blow it out, and I'll check my wall thickness. Okay, feeling good. You can feel the ridge I'm working on. I'm going to continue with that. So I'm just kind of feeding it in and slowly arcing it and picturing sort of in my mind where the end of the tool is in relation to the outside so that I can mirror the curve on the inside that I've created on the outside. Feeling good so far. Let me blow it out. We're finished to about right there as far as the wall thickness goes. I'm just working my way down. We're about to going to get to the widest part soon. Okay, feeling good still. Just want to frequently stop, remove the shavings, check your wall thickness. You don't want to rush it. So we're still feeling good. We're just working our way down. We feel a little ridge about right here. Just little by little. All right. How about that? Make sure you guys can hear me. Oh, there I am. Cool. I guess you can. All right. Sorry about that. I may try to hardwire out to or get a hardwire to this computer. So hopefully that'll help alleviate the problem. Jason had a question before I left. That was a good one. He says, do you follow the wall down or take it little by little and focus on the wall before it gets too thin? So I try to follow the wall thickness down as I go, and I find that works pretty well. I know other people will kind of chip away at it until they establish the wall thickness they're looking for. But yeah, I try to follow the wall thickness as I go. Let me switch to my other mate tool. This is the regular mate tool, not the Mega Mate. It's a little bit thinner, so I can kind of get in there. This big one is hitting a little bit on the edge, and I got to work away something that's right here. Yeah, about right there. So I'm going to switch to that one quickly, and then I'll go back to the big one. Okay. Well, it's weird. I can't see, but sometimes it helps to look down inside there so I can visualize on the outside where I need to be on the inside. These tools, the carbide cutter that Jimmy uses on these, cut really well and really efficiently. So you almost sometimes have to be a little bit careful because you can easily, if you're not paying attention, you can easily dig it into the side, and then you got a divot that you have to work out. So just slowly gliding it on the inside and letting it cut when it engages some wood that's not quite, flat and smooth. So we're almost there with that little hump. Almost got it. Far enough down to where I'm kind of working my way back in towards the middle a little bit. It's still feeling good. So I just need to work. I'm about right there. So we're working our way back in. The wall thickness is feeling good. Nice and are the kids streaming 4K? Maybe. They're streaming friggin' Fortnite. My son loves Fortnite. All right, let me blow this out. So that hard stop there. It thickens up a little bit. So I can go a little bit thinner. down to the bottom. I don't want to take a full bore cut right at the bottom because it's going to give me a lot of kickback. There's a lot of leverage because there's a whole bunch of tool hanging out over the end. So when I get down to the bottom, I'm going to want to switch back to my larger tool, so a little more, I can give it a little more leverage and be a little safer. Okay. Yeah, still a little bit more that we're working out of here. Just gonna continue my way. Exciting stuff. You guys are looking at the same shot the whole time, huh? Okay, about there. I don't want to take it much more away. The wall thickness is feeling good. I got my world's most expensive calipers right here. Most accurate and most expensive. Limited edition too. Okay. Let me see if I can smooth that transition a little bit. Okay, that is feeling pretty good right there. One more shot. There's another one. I mean, not one more. Never one more. Always another. You always mess up when you do it one more time. It's one thing BMX taught me. Never say, oh, I'll do this one more time. Patrick wants to know if I could set my phone up live on Instagram. I probably could. Maybe I'll do that next time. Not a bad idea. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the outside. I'm going to start working my way down. I think we're feeling pretty good. You're right about here. So we're going to start curving our way back in, and then I'll come back to hollowing it as soon as I get that taken care of. Get my bowl gouge back on. So got 13 people out there. Thank you very much. So far, I've been having fun with this one. I haven't turned to hollow form in a little while. I appreciate you coming along with me. So I'm going to start working my way in. From about right here, I'm going to start bringing it in. So hopefully I'm going to have enough room to part it off and still have a good looking piece. We just need to find the shape that's hiding inside the wood. There you can, I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but oh yeah, you can see that nice looking figure in there. Yeah, it should be a good looking piece if it survives. There we go. You guys picking up what I'm putting down now as far as the shape goes? Let me refine the shape just a little bit. Looks like we may have a little bit more filling to do down here, but yeah, we'll have to come in, drill out a little bit more too. Yeah, so far so good. A little hump right here, so I'm going to just sort of refine that and then work my way down. I'm going to switch to my teardrop scraper real quick, get a little bit cleaner cut on the outside. I'll put some sanding sealer and I'll fill a couple of these cracks, and then I'll drill back on the inside and finish hollowing the bottom part. Just have to turn my teardrop cutter a little bit. That's another nice part about this cutter. You can rotate this little teardrop shaped head to wherever you need it. And not too shabby. Yeah, there is some really nice figure in through there. Okay. It's a little rough. I'm going to run some sandpaper across it really fast. Try to smooth it out just a bit. Okay. Sanding sealer, glue, and then I will drill it down, finish all on the inside, and we'll be able to get a good finish on there, part it off. If you guys want to hang out, I'll clean this glue up too. It's up to you. If you want to take off, no problem. I think I probably ought to do it right now, so might as well, while I'm live, might as well do it, huh? Everybody's still hanging out. Got anybody new with us? Who just joined? We're turning a walnut hollow form. This is air-dried walnut that I got from Utah. Covering it with some sanding sealer right now. 50% denatured alcohol and 50% shellac. This will kind of help seal up the piece so that the glue doesn't penetrate where it's not supposed to go. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice figure in that. Okay, let's get some glue on here. Finish it up. Alex says finish it up. Let's do it. You got it, Vato. If this one's successful, it will be available for purchase at braxtonworthland.com. You can check out the link in the description of the video for all the other pieces I have available as well. I've got lidded boxes, some other hollow forms, a lot of different bowls, all kinds of stuff. If you'd like to own your very own Braxton Worthland original, that's where you can get it. braxtonworthland.com. This medium CA works fairly well, staying where it's supposed to. Gets a little bit runny when you hit it with the accelerator, but that's all right. Kind of doing a quick but thorough job of sealing these cracks. I love to use the synthetic sand, different colors to seal them with, that is made by Jimmy Clues. That's great stuff. But in a case like this where I want to kind of bang it out real quick and I'm not super concerned about, making a big statement with it, this black CA works awesome. I'll be able to cut it away pretty easy with my teardrop scraper too once it's been cured up. It's going to pick it up in there. There's some really small cracks right there. We'll see. Okay. All right, should we pull a Jason and spin it up before it's cured? Get some new spots on my glasses? Nice black spots on my glasses. Oh, this is almost kicked the bucket here. I might have to stop and grab another one. Alex wants to know, is the teardrop scraper like a negative rake sort of cutter? Essentially, it is. So it's got a teardrop shape to it. Right now, I've got it turned just based on the orientation that I was cutting. But it's got a teardrop shape, a little bit of a bevel to it this way. And you sharpen it up on your – I use my CBN wheel. If I need to fully sharpen the edge, I'll take the cutter off and put it on the grinding platform. If I just need to touch it up, I can use my diamond hone and kind of hone the edge. And you can do that a few times and reestablish the burr that it's cutting with. But as you're cutting, you kind of hold it a little below center line, down about a 45-degree angle. And so it's essentially shear scraping on the little burr that you've created right here. It works great. So very similar to a shear scraper. But with this one, the shape of it allows you to follow the contours of pieces really easily. And so you can refine the shapes of things, really get them really nice and smooth. You can establish really nice curves with it. If you're having a little bit of a problem with kind of, some steps down and through here, it'll help you refine those curves real well. It's an excellent, excellent tool. Yeah, that looks good. So let me pull actually, first we'll get our depth. We'll reestablish it. And we will lower it a bit. So let's say we want it to be a little thicker on the bottom. So we'll go to right about there, because I'm thinking I may curve it in a little more further down, so I don't want to go too deep. So we got another ½ inch to go. Let's bump it up just a touch. There we go. So we got a heavy ½ inch to take out of there. Tailstock back up. Make sure we're not hitting anything. All right. Turn it down. So what did I say? About a half an inch to go. Hit it. There it goes. There we go. I was looking at the gauges that's on the quill of my tailstock. So hopefully I did about 4/8 of an inch. That's what I was counting out. Let's blow this piece out. We're getting pretty close here. I got it. Yep. Overshot it by about a 1/16. Not too shabby. So we'll leave that. I can't touch the bottom either. So that means I don't have to sand that far. So we're almost there. I'm going to come back with the Megamate, ease away the inside of this one till we're all the way down to the bottom. Take a quick peek inside there too. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Or if I can, probably not. It'll be hard for you guys to see in there, huh? I can't really position it. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably not going to work too well. Oh, well. It was worth a shot. Trying to get you a Braxton's eye view as to what's going on. Let's get you back up here again. And I will finish the hollowing. Okay. Oh, let me take you off there, Alex. Excuse me. All right, let me pull my tailstock off of here. We'll finish up this hollow one. Go back to the Megamate. There. Okay. Now it gets tricky because I can't quite reach too far down. I can feel all the way to there, and it's good. And it's tapering in, but it still, I think, is going to be a little thick down there. Okay. Let's see if I can. I have another little set of calipers. We'll see if I'll reach down inside there so I can check my wall thickness. Got my sort of like a figure 8 here. Yeah, we're still about 3/4 of an inch, so we got a decent amount of material to remove still. Just tell me I'm a little thick right here too, so I can even backtrack a little bit and take a whole cut across the inside. This is the one part about hollow forms. It's just a lot of take a few cuts, blow it out, measure. Take a few cuts, blow it out, measure. That kind of stuff. Oh, hey, I already answered your question, huh, Jason? What do you do when you can't feel anymore? Yeah, I got my little – they're not the greatest, but they work, and they give me an idea of just how thick the wall or the where the wall thickness is. Let's see. Yep, still a little fat right through there. Yep, a lot of slow. Take your time. Don't rush too fast because you don't want to end up with the inside bigger than the outside. Then you got problems. See what we're looking like. Oh, fancy funnel, yeah. Yeah, we'd have a big lampshade if that were the case, wouldn't we? We don't want to make no lampshades. We're in the business of turning the hollow forms, not lampshades. We're pretty even right through here. We're a little thicker than I would like it to be, but at least it's consistent. Then it starts to just thicken up right near the bottom, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It'll give it some weight and help it, from tipping over or moving around. I think I'm still going to take a few more passes straight off of this side, and then we'll probably call it good. I'll start turning the outside now and get down to the bottom where I'll hopefully be able to part it off, and then we'll be done. Yeah, looking good. Cool. Let's get after it a couple more. And I'll switch to the outside. Let me see if I can take a peek inside there and see what the bottom's looking like too. Oh yeah, not bad. Okay, so I can see some of the glue that's come through. This one crack has exposed itself on the inside, but I can see that glue has seeped down in through. Oh, cool. Bottom's not too bad, bit of tear out, but hey, that's my artist fingerprints in there, right? That's what we already established. And anybody with shorter fingers than me will never feel the kink. That's right there. Just a little kink, though. Oh, Chris Martin, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm going to talk to you in quite some time. He's got a good tip here. Welding rods, bend them to a C-clamp shape and adjust the wall thickness with the opening. If you don't have deep calipers, that is a great idea. So sort of make your own. And so once they're locked in, they'll be pretty tight, and you'll know once you hit that you got to take a little away before it'll slide down more. But I think we'll probably call that good. I would rather have a successful piece than one that I'm trying on and ended up ruining. So I'm going to switch to probably my spindle gouge, since it's got a sharper point on there, so I can get into this area right in here. Jason says he usually cuts his right off at the biggest diameter on the outside. What do you mean, like part them off? What? Cut what part off? All right. Let's get this guy finished up. that should be good for now. Before I get it too far down, I still want some stability so that I'm not getting any flex out of it while I'm sanding and stuff off this glue. Oh, where it makes the outside bigger than the inside? Or you mean the inside bigger than the outside? But, okay, let me get this glue off of there. I'm going to use my teardrop scraper. Seems still fairly well cured up. I'll use the teardrop scraper. Then I will, ooh, we got a crack down here too that I'm going to need to seal or fill. So let me get that out. Actually, let me, really quick, I see kind of a high spot right in here that I want to ease out. So I'm going to use my bowl gouge. I'll use the wing of it. Do kind of a shear scrape through there. Remove some material, and then I will switch to the teardrop scraper to refine it. Okay. Turn this, reorient the scraper. Oh, there it is. All right, Ryan's out of here. Miss you too, Ryan. Hope you come back soon. All right. Okay, almost there. It's looking good. Crack the seal down there. But aside from that, we'll be able to sand, get a finish on there, and part it off, and we'll be done with a hollow form tonight. Okay. Got most of the big chunks off there. The rest should be able to, actually I'll take another quick cut right here, but the rest we should be able to sand out. Okay. Cool. Looking good, looking good. Okay, I got a couple of them down here. I'll reposition you and see if you can. Might not be able to see them. It's kind of a weird angle for you guys. But if it'll focus on what I want you to focus on, and you should be able to see them. Yep, one there and one through there. Get some. Actually, with these ones, you know what? I got to sand the piece. I'm going to go ahead and run through the grits on the whole piece, and then I will do the sealing on that. May as well get that out of the way. And even before I do that, hopefully I do not regret this. But one thing I want to do, it's just a design detail that I like to add to a lot of things, is going to be to taper. The rim's not very big, but I want to taper it inwards. I don't want it to be flat. I just want to give it a little bit of inward taper, kind of a, just a bit of interest. I'm going to use the edge of my shear scraper and just go very, very slowly. There. Probably a detail that the camera won't even pick up, but if you're here in person, could see it and hold the piece, and just be another little place where I paid. I gave it some attention. I just didn't leave it like a regular flat rim. It shows that I, considered that part of the piece just as much as I considered the shape, the depth, all that. It's the whole package here. I am going to start with 150, work my way up to 600. I'll try to do it as quick as possible because sanding's boring. Anybody got any questions while I'm doing this? I'll get sanded up, probably take a quick drink, and then I'll fill in those cracks. I'm going to use a little piece of foam. This was a 320 sanding sponge, and it helps to take away some of the heat. If you got your fingers right under the sandpaper, it tends to heat up. That'll take away some of the heat, and it'll also, sort of help smooth out some of the bumps, since the foam sort of gets into the contours a little better. Turn it down a little bit. I'm like 500. Just a little on the inside. I don't want to get my finger broke. We'll go just a little. That's the one thing, too. It gets a little sketchy if you're reaching your finger down in there. That's another reason I don't mind not sanding the insides, because I don't want to get caught and break my finger in half. That would not be fun. Okay, after 150, everything's looking good. Let's work our way through. Forgot to grab all the grits before I started. There's our 180. $240, $320, $400, and we'll finish it up with 6. My 600 roll is getting a little slim. If anybody's out there wanting to support the show, help me keep it rolling. Hey, good night, Chris. We'll see you. You can leave me a super chat. Don't throw a couple bucks my way. Help me keep the show rolling. Pay for some supplies if you'd like. There's a few links in the description below. We got a PayPal, Cash App, couple. I think another one too. If you want to throw me a couple bucks, if you'd like to help out in a way that doesn't cost you any money at all, there's an Amazon affiliate link too. You can click on that, make your regular purchases, and then I'll get a little bit of piece of the action, and it doesn't cost you anything. Also, Starbond adhesives. I've got an affiliate link for them down below. If you purchase any Starbond, use the code Braxton for 10% off. Click on my link, and I will also get 10% of that purchase. So it's a win-win-win. Any support is greatly appreciated, and that includes just being here watching with me, spending the time with me, and if you feel so inclined, share it with your friends, and that'll help as well. $180. Let's throw her in reverse. It's 240 next up. We're going for the 320. Almost there. I see, Jason, you're asking what kind of sandpaper do I use? This is Cling Spore. The best in the business. Best paper I've ever found. I love it. There might be better, but I haven't found it yet. I'm into the Cling Spore for sure. It's great stuff. I use it for my regular sanding. I use it for, on my random orbit sander, stuff like that, but I love it for wood turning. Also love their 2-inch hook and loop. I buy those quite a bit for my for when I'm power sanding. I'm almost out of these ones, so I haven't been power sanding in a while. I think I got like 4 or 5 of them left. I save them for special occasions, All right, 600. feeling good. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Make sure we got all the dust out of the plate so I can see if it's all sealed up well. Looks like we're good. I got a little crack right here that I'll drip some CA in. A couple little spots in the stuff that we filled that needs a little attention. But aside from that, it's looking good. I'll start up here, work my way back, and we'll be done. Oh, you know what I forgot? What'd I forget? What did I forget to put on here, guys? I'll blame myself. I won't blame you guys for this one. Sanding sealer. Let me zap this one, and then I'll get sanding sealer on the rest of it. All right. Okay, sanding sealer on the rest of it. That's going to give us a great idea of what this piece is going to look like all finished up, too. I bet it'll be pretty sweet. Wait for that glue to dry. There we go. I do love walnut, especially when you put a finish on it. Oh man, this comes to life. There's still a bit of a glare off it from that light behind us, but this stuff is looking good. So that one's filled. Let's work my way up. One to fill there. Again, this old black Starbond really is awesome stuff. It's a great way to add some interest to cracks rather than just filling it with coffee grounds or sawdust or something like that. Give it some interest. Okay, so the next crack might need to take it off. Let's see if I can get it to stay. It's kind of a downhill crack, so it's going to want to run on me. So far, so good. Yeah, probably doesn't look very interesting for you guys, huh? Can't see what I'm doing. It's like I'm getting a bit of a leak through my little applicator tip here. Stuff seems to stay in place pretty well. don't know if that would be the case for the thin. It usually runs all over the place. But the medium has some staying power. Shed a little light on the subject here. Oop. This one's a little deeper. It's sucking it down in. Almost there. Layer by layer. Oh, she's running. We got a runner. Okay. That is looking good, I would say. So, one more quick check. I think I'll have a little right there, just for good measure. Okay, let's let that dry. I'm gonna switch the camera, let it dry out, and oh, what do we got? We got Ted Alexander, my good buddy Ted. Where did I steal this wood? This is a piece of walnut. I stole it from some guy in Utah, I believe. Or it might, yeah. I think I still have that piece of walnut that I got from you. It was like a walnut crotch, but this is a different piece. This is some air dried stuff from around like the Provo area. It had been sitting around for a long time and had a bunch of cracks in it, so I'm just about done turning. I just have to seal up these cracks. Okay, let's let that spin for a bit. Not too fast because I don't want any black dots on my glasses like Jason. All right. Billy Burt's out there. How you doing, Billy? Yeah, it doesn't look like. Alex said he used the Black CA on a table once, and it came out really nice. So I'm a fan of it. I've used it on a few tabletops as well. Billy says, looking good. Thank you very much. Alex was wondering how the newspaper article came out. It was pretty cool. It was fun to do the interview. The lady, it was the editor of the newspaper here, the Boulder City Review, I think it's called. But she didn't record the interview. She was just taking notes. So it was like there was some artistic licensing, I guess you could say, or just the facts weren't exactly right in a little bit of the interview, but it don't matter. It was cool. It was fun to do. Got my name out there. So it was nice. It was totally unexpected too. I had seen the city of Boulder City posted on their Facebook page about about removing some old kind of historic mulberry trees or real big trees that have been here for a long time. So I asked the city on there if I'd be able to get some of the wood. So they said, we're going to set it aside. We'll put it in this parking lot. So I went there, picked up a load of wood. And I had noticed on the Boulder City community Facebook page that a lot of the residents here were upset about the trees coming down. They didn't know why. They had to cut these big, beautiful trees down. Turns out they were diseased, and the disease, it could spread from tree to tree and eventually wipe them all out. So they're trying to mitigate that. So that's why they had to cut them down. But a little while after I got some of the wood, processed it, roughed it out on a couple bowls, and then also did a green to finish natural edge bowl. And I posted it on the community page, and everybody really seemed to like it a lot. They were happy that the tree was going to get used for something rather than end up in the dump. And so the editor, she's also a member of that Boulder City community page, and she got in contact with me. She saw the thing I posted and thought it was cool, so I was excited to do it too. Yes, I did post it on Facebook, Jason. That's right. A couple spots I posted it on my Facebook business page and then also my personal page. You had a few people share it for me too, which was awesome. Let's see. Let me switch you back. I think we ought to be dry enough, I'd say, to get that stuff sanded off. Let's give it a check. Yeah, not bad. Let me go grab another drink quickly. We'll give it just another few seconds to kind of cure up. It feels nice and hard, but I always like to give it as much time as possible before I try to scrape it off there. Let me set you on the side that's got some figure. Oh, there's some right too there. Nice little, it's sort of a crotch piece. I'm excited to post some pictures of it when it's finished. All right. Got a mango bubbly. Kill that one. Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe. I think I make that joke every time. Makes me laugh. Does anybody else laugh? No disrespect to Kobe. Well, I don't know. Whatever. We won't get into it. Yeah, you are correct. It may still be wet on the inside. That's right. I'm done with the inside, though. So and it's deep enough to where nobody will be able to reach it. Yeah, I can see that it's penetrated through. So that's good. It'll help seal up those cracks really well, which I'm fine with that. Let's scrape it off there and run back through the grits and part it off, or finish it, part it off. I'm going to start down here in the valley where it's thickest. Scrape that off first, and then I'll work my way up. I'm going to have to switch my little cutter around, just loosen that screw up, rotate this until it's going to be in a good spot, tighten it back down. Can't get it all the way. I don't mind sanding it. There's still a little bit more. Cool. Let me reposition. Scrape around the outside, and then I'll turn my cutter and do the top. Oh, yeah, for sure the CA on the inside. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Billy. Excuse me. I'll come back this way and drag it down. Just a little. There we go. I recently found a little extra wireless router, so I'm going to try to hook it up to my other one. I was talking to my buddy Patrick about it a little bit. I'm going to hook it up to my other one and hopefully have a dedicated network out here and also a hard line that I can run to this computer. So maybe that'll help alleviate it a little bit, because right now I'm just on Wi-Fi. There it goes. Good thing we're almost done. Yeah. Looking good. A little bit more just right here. Okay. I'm going to call that good. We'll run through the grits, part it off. And we got the walnut hands. All the tannins in there are starting to stain my hands. You ever notice that when you work with a lot of walnut? On you go. Right. I have noticed that. Yeah, oak does have more tannins, but it doesn't do that. What is it then? If it's not I was under the impression that it was the tannins in the wood that did that, but I think you're definitely right about oak. But sometimes, man, my hands will be solid purple. I had to build a bunch of walnut tabletops for the Mob Museum here for conference tables. And man, at the end of the day, after hand planing them all and things like that, flattening them off, man, my hands were purple. All right, on to the next. 240. So we've got 9 people out there, too. We've been on for 3 hours and 20 minutes. My goodness. That is the longest live stream I think we've done so far. So, go us. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm having a great time. I'd be out here doing this anyway, so it's nice to kind of, interact with people. And even though we're social distancing, we're still hanging out with each other. Oop, let's go reverse. Oop, wrong one. 320, next is 400. And last one. Just finishing up with 600, as Carl would say. Okay. Here we go. Let's get it blown off. All right. Looking good, looking good. Cracks around the bottom are, yeah, nice and filled. All through here. Cool. Let's get a finish on this thing, huh? We are going to do walnut oil on this one. Walnut oil on walnut. Let's go back through. I'll jump to some questions real quick, too. I see a couple out here. Let's see. Plus, I wanted to see. Billy said it might be the walnut oil that makes your hands purple. I can't believe you who glued their hands together? My goodness. Max I got was 2 fingers. Did I miss it? Oh, Billy said he got 4 fingers. Oh, my goodness. 4 fingers on one hand, glued to a pen blank years ago. I'll bet that wasn't fun. My goodness. You got to watch out for the CA. Had to knock on the door to the house with his foot to get his wife's attention so she could get acetone. That is funny. Yeah, I've definitely glued a couple fingers together, but never all 4 of them. That had to be an interesting experience. Alex wants to know if there's a reason for the double sanding session. So initially, I sanded it all night, not initially, but right before I did the first sanding session, shall we say. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. So I did the first sanding session just to get everything smooth, even finish on it. Then I put the sanding sealer on it and put the CA. So then I had to come back and sand it again after just to remove all the CA and then some of the tool marks from the teardrop scraper. So it's not ideal to have to sand it twice, but typically when you're filling cracks like that, it's something that you have to do. So hopefully that answers that question. But that's why I had to double sand it. Well, let's see. You got some UV resin. How do you use that? It's just is that the glue that's activated with the UV light? That's kind of cool. All right. I want to try a ring made with opals. Yeah, that would be rad. Inlay some of them in there, then put you did the pen that was like that. Is that sort of similar to what you want to do for the ring? Were those opals that you used? I know they came from Scott, right? But I'm not sure if it was. I know he has a lot of things, abalone or something, and then all kind of. I don't know. He's got a lot of really cool inlay stuff. Imagine Grove. Imagine something used to be easy inlay, but now it's Imagine, I think, right? Imagine inlay. I have some of it. But all right, let me switch you. We'll get some walnut oil on this thing. Cool. Oh, the pen was posted on his website. That's really cool. I'll take my little shiny light. Don't want to focus, does it? If I stand maybe right behind it, it'll have no choice but to focus on it. But yeah, let's get some walnut oil on this thing. I'll be using Mahoney's. This is great stuff. I like it a lot. Adds a nice warmth to the piece. Seals and protects it. I don't want to go with the high gloss finish. I've been kind of veering away from the high gloss stuff. It ends up fading, and I like it's not as easy to repair. I like the look of the walnut oil on it. Really just deepens the piece and brings out all the grain patterns. Yeah, look at that figure right through there. And get some down as far as I can reach. All right. Let it soak in a little bit, and I'll buff some of it out. This finish is really easy to apply after the fact too. You don't have to do it on the lathe. If I find that it's kind of drying out a little bit as it sits, just quickly touch it up with a bit more oil. I got to be careful with these paper towels, man. I'm using them up like it's not a pandemic and they're available every day. Not too shabby, huh? Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Cool. So yeah, let's figure out where we're going to part it off. And I'll quickly show you how I finished the bottom. This one, just based on the shape, it's kind of screaming to have a round bottom. But I don't really have any good way to re-chuck it. So we'll just go with the flat bottom. If I can't stand it, I can always devise a way to remount it and round over the bottom. But I think for now we'll just come in and part it. Hey, thanks, Ted. Yeah, it's got a nice bit of figure in there. You can see right here, too, the branch, the top and the bottom of a little piece of the crotch, a branch that came through, where it's split. Yeah, it's a nice looking piece of wood. Good job. Good job on picking it, everybody. Have I tried Odie's oil? I have not, Ted. I hear a lot of good things about it, but I haven't tried it. I want to get my hands on a little jar of it. I know it's a little bit expensive, but I think it works pretty good. Alex said he's never used walnut oil. Yeah, you do let it soak in. You don't have to buff it too much. It's about as probably buff as it's going to get. It may absorb a little bit more from here and need a couple more coats, but it's nice and smooth from the sanding, and so the oil just kind of soaks in and leaves a nice sort of matte finish. Billy likes Howard Feed and Wax. I know Carl uses that quite a bit, or at least he used to for sanding. Or maybe that was the Howard's orange oil or something. Ted says a little goes a long way on the Odie's oil. That's what I've heard too. You just sort of smear it around and it soaks in really good. Yeah, Alex has heard good things about the Odie's oil as well. I think Ty has used it before. I think he has a jar. He's been using it on some of his those resin tables he's been making. Okay. Let's pull in here. This is where it's going to get hairy, parting this thing off. It's always the funnest part, the most fun part. I always tell my son funnest isn't a word, so I'm not allowed to say it either. I'm going to cut a little bit more away out of here, then I'm going to come in with my parting tool and try to remove as much material as I can and part it off. Excuse me, my goodness. Just gently coming in with the wing of my spindle gouge, scraping away. I'm going to switch out from my parting tool now. Probably come in right there. I want to come in at a bit of an angle so I can undercut the bottom. Hit my light. Okay. Let me get my spindle gouge again. Actually, I can probably use my teardrop scraper. Just want to refine this a little bit. I'll come back with the sandpaper right at the very bottom, and then I'll come back in and part it off. Who's going to catch it? I'm going to have to be on catch duty also. Okay. Sandpaper. I won't run through all of them. Start about 240. Go up from there. 320. Where'd my 6 go? So dropped it. Let me grab a new one. Okay, all right. Moment of truth. We're getting close. Got a nice little undercut going on it. Let me reach my hand around. Here, I'm going to move you so I don't bump the camera. There we go. All right. Here it goes. Almost there. Here we go. Little nub on there. Just have to sand that off. Cool. Let me show you how I do that real quick. And we will be done. Just take my chuck off. Get my drill chuck out. This works equally as well in your drill press, too. That's where Alex says he usually loses the piece. Okay. Yeah, we're looking good. Just going to get that little nub off the bottom. Just about there. Got a little bit of tear out on the bottom from that parting tool. So I may come back and just sort of do some hand sanding to clean that up eventually, but there we go. Yeah, not a bad little piece. Let's set it up. I'll lower you down. We'll see how it sits. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty good proportion-wise. We're about 1/3, 2/3. So the first, the third down here is where the widest part, and then it tapers in. So form-wise, we're pretty good. I may have liked the rim to be just slightly shorter based on how big around it is, and maybe a little bit smaller hole than that 1.25 inches. But all in all, I think that's a pretty cool piece. I'm happy that it worked out. Let me get some of that dust off of there. There we go. My hands are dusty too, so it's transferring it onto the finish. Yeah, we got some nice figure in there. Some nice, got the cracks filled, so that'll be some nice little points of interest rather than, just filling it with glue and sawdust or whatever. What do you guys think? Pretty good? I think we did a good job. Oh, man, Alex with the $10 super chat. Bro, thank you so much. That really means a lot. Thank you, Alex, so much for that. Things have been interesting during this whole shutdown. It's put a pretty big damper on my income, unfortunately. So that helps for sure. That's going to go right into the grocery fund for my family. So I really, really do appreciate that. What else? Anything else going on out there? I think that'll probably do it. We're pushing like 4 hours now, which is like record for us by far. Usually I think 2.5 hours is about the longest live stream I've done so far. I like that right there because you can see the figure. Yeah, this is a cool piece. I'm happy with it. I'll just do a little bit more sanding on the bottom, and we'll call it good. Billy says it looks good. Thank you. And Alex says it turned out very nice. Yeah, man, I'm happy with it. So I think on that note, I'm gonna call it. We'll call it a show. I'll be back in a couple more days to do something else. I'm not exactly sure what I want to turn yet. I have an idea for maybe a lidded box, which is shaped like, kind of a traditional beehive shape, but the lid comes up. I had a whole bunch of bees in my backyard, like a whole swarm of them. So I had to deal with them. I got all suited up and had to get them out of my backyard and on their way, which successfully I did. They left. I didn't really get stung, maybe but a couple of times through all my protective layers. But then I started thinking it would be cool to make a little beehive shaped lidded box, and I haven't seen one like that. So I'll bead the outside so it looks like a beehive, and then it'll have a separation. Excuse me, between that walnut's getting me. It'll have between the two beads is where it'll separate, so it'll hopefully be almost invisible. Maybe will do it, but we'll see. Alex wants to know, when is this going on the website? As soon as I can get some pictures taken of it, I will, or actually as soon as I can finish that and then get it up on the website. This one will be also up on the website. This is the lidded box I did just the other live show. It was Siberian Elm. I got it all signed down the bottom there with my laser engraver. It's dyed. It's hard to see in the camera. Blue on the inside and purple on the outside. It was got some nice. It was like quarter sawn piece. So we got pretty good grain matching throughout it. This will also be available soon. I've got a lot of other pieces out there as well. Lots of lidded boxes, hollow forms, all on BraxtonNorthland.com. Let's see. Midwest Shred Vlog says it came out awesome. Wanting to really buy a light. You should get one. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And no, already answered that one. That's when it's going on the website. A few days. I'll finish the bottom, take a shot of it, and get it put up. I have to do. Let me switch it around real quick too. I got a bunch of laser engraved signs that I need to photograph and get on the website. So there's a big pile of them. There's Chopper from Star Wars Rebels, a whole bunch of other ones. A little helicopter. Yeah, I got to shoot all those laser engraved signs as well and get them up there. So, yeah, that'll happen within the next few days, hopefully. Just kind of a lot of work, taking a couple pictures of each one, editing the pictures, uploading the pictures. So it takes a bit of time, but I'll get them up there soon. Hey, let's see. Oh, I think I see Alex asking a question about basket weave or comment about it. The basket weaves bowls are awesome. Keep up the good work. I sure will. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat too. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, I'd like to do beaded or basket illusion live demo one of these days, but that'll probably have to be a multi-part series because, and also I don't know if anybody's going to watch me or want to watch me sit there and burn in lines for 2 hours because that's part of it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it for here. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. If you want to help support the show and keep it rolling, there's a super chat feature, or I've got my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App links in the description below. Yo, $10 from Portal 2. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. It's going to help out right now for sure. $10 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's going to help out. Thank you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. But yeah, if you want to help support the show more, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo are down there. Throw me a couple bucks if you'd like. If you want to do something free, give us a thumbs up. share this, tell your friends. Maybe you can get them around next time if you think this is something they'd be into. I've also got Amazon affiliate link you can click on, make your normal Amazon purchases. A little bit of the total price will go to me, a little bit of commission, and it doesn't cost you anything. I've also got a Starbond, a affiliate link that you can click on. Use the code Braxton at checkout. Save yourself 10%. And also, I'll get a little kickback from that as well. What? Anthony. Machine Right. Thank you. Thank you, man. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I'll keep you posted on when I'm going to do another one. Hopefully, I don't know, the next few days, maybe Monday, Tuesday next week. I'll get these photographed, put up on my website in the meantime. And until then, thank you. We'll see you guys later. Have a great night. And broadcast.